Hello and welcome to Solo Playhouse. I'm Matt. Today I'm continuing my adventure in Storyfold Wildwoods. We are in chapter 4. There are 5 chapters altogether. So if you want to watch the full playlist of Storyfold Wildwoods, there is a playlist. You can go back and start watching that. Not sure how far through the story we are. It's always difficult to know in terms of the chapter. But yeah, we just fought some wolves. Just managed to get through that one as well, which the last couple of times it's been very sort of on the edge with dice rolls, but it's worked out. Doesn't always work out. And we're trying to take this seed to plant a new tree, and Luma keeps having visions, and there's a woman in these visions, and I don't know if it's a mother or we will find out. Right, so here we go. We've got a bit of shine because of things that I've done, but basically you can see everything. So as usual, I will read the info for Skorpusberg. Luma and Brom raced up the mountain. Their legs felt heavy from exhaustion, and their once bright lights now flickered dim against the darkness of the rain. Thunder flashed overhead, revealing the ghostly forms of wolves closing in. Oh, the wolves are still on with us. Luma watched in horror as a crimson mist snaked down the craggy mountainside. Carried on the flowing river, the mist slithered like a living thing. Hidden within the shadows, sharp tails slashed through the air with sinister precision. Ooh, doesn't sound good. So we have to do the scene setup. So it says place the light marker on the leftmost space and the shadow marker on the rightmost space of the Wildwoods track. Standard. We don't have many spaces to go this time. So these markers, if you haven't watched before, will move into the center. Search the chapter deck for Skorpus and resolve their own on-play effects. Yeah, so they're at the back as usual. On-play, end of the river. So they will go here. And the Skorpus, it says it does 2 damage to our spirit on the shadow phase. And after it activates, draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, resolve its on-play effect. Yeah, okay. And then search the chapter deck for Nightmare and place it face down on top of the creature deck. So that'll be... Oh, there's another Skorpus there. Nightmare... For 2 Skorpus, I'm sorry, so this one should have gone out as well, so there should be 2. Then Nightmare will go on top of the creature deck, so we know this is coming out next. I won't look at it, but search the chapter deck for Hunted and place it face down on top of the Explore deck. So Hunted is a Bane, that will go on top. So we have... Oh, sorry, search the chapter deck for story card 10. If you find it, place it face up in the scene. No, it's gone, so we must have removed that because we didn't do something last time. Or did do something. Who knows? I certainly don't. Shadow effects. When we draw the eye, we draw a creature card. When we draw the twisted flax, we search the creature discard for wolf and resolve its on-play effect. So the wolf cards, which were quite prevalent in the last episode, will be coming back. Luma prevails if you resolve the clamber location. And shadow prevails if the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwood track. Yeah. We lose 4 spirit, draw story card 11, and travel to scene 22, the Abyss. So we're going to the Abyss whatever. So what we have to do on the actual sheet here, first thing is, it's pretty simple. Run. To attempt, you must use all your remaining dice. Draw one explore card. So we know this explore card is bad. And to do that, we need to explore twice, which is at the top. So it could be the first thing we do. And then after that, resting, choose one boon card from the explore discard pile and keep it. So that will just help us with boons, which are helpful to us anyway. And then once we've got our light marker to the center, we can clamber and draw story card 11. So this is quick, it looks like, and that's because we're running. So kind of makes thematic sense. So what are we going to do first? We get our 5 dice, which we'll be able to roll. Where is my dice tray? Oh, there it is. So we can do the rolls here. And actually, nice art, by the way. Very nice art. Mountain. And the Scorpus and the wolves in the background. So I can explore and do this. I think I've got to. I know that I'm going to draw that bad explore card, but there isn't anything I can do. There's no way I can move them. I could try and heal something. There's nothing much I can do with my help card, but heal would come in quite useful. I have actually, so here is Brom who can help us. He can protect by lighting one creature by spending a crystal from any location. Which I've never really used, but I could do. But at the moment he's wounded, so I have to heal 2 to discard the wounded card. I also have hope, so I can reroll any number of dice, then discard. And I have stink, move one creature card to the end of the river, then discard this card. So I think I'm going to explore. I need to get 2, so I think we'll roll 2. Because the likelihood is I'll get 1. I only have to get 3 or above. And I have 1 crystal, and with the house rule, I can use that crystal. Well, I need to get 1 anyway, but I can use crystals when I don't have any successes under the house rule the designers gave. So yeah, I think I've got to do that, even though I'm going to get a Bane. At least I can then use the rest. And I need to get light up because we need to light this to the center. So I need to get 3 or above. 2 1s. So I'm going to use my hope, reroll any number of dice, then discard this card. So I'll reroll these 2. Okay, I get 2 successes. So I don't need to spend the crystal. Explore has been used. And I mark run. Oh, I must use all remaining dice. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, I see. So they want us to... So let's go back a little bit. Let's start again. Should have read the card. So to do that, I need to roll all my dice. So is there anything else I can do? Help. So I think I'm going to try heal. Now when... Let's just go through the action phase because it's important that we get it right. So we have to choose an action card, ability, and target. So I think I'm going to try and heal one of these Scorpus. So I'm going to roll 2 on heal. So we need to get 5 or above. Okay, we didn't. We got 1 success though, so we can now use the bottom section of this card. For each success, gain 1 spirit. So we move, you can just see it there, our spirit up. That's been used and goes to the end. No, we didn't get a success, did we? Silly me. Wow, this is going well. So we discard those, and then we can go again. So now I'm going to do run. So I'm going to roll the 3. I have to use the 3 that I've got left. And I get 2 successes, even though it's still pretty low. I do get the 2 successes. So we draw 1 explore card. And we know this is going to be bang. But there was nothing we could do. So this says hunted. On play, lose spirit for each creature in the river. Then move each creature card 1 space towards the start of the river and discard this card. Okay, so we lose 2 spirit. And then each creature is going to move up 1, which pushes this one down. And then we've completed the explore. So this moves like this and does this. So we are here. So that's the end of the Luma phase. So activate creatures. So this Scorpus activates and we lose 2 spirit. After activation, draw an explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, resolve its on-play effect. So we get another hunted. On play, lose spirit for each creature. So that's 2. Then move each creature card 1 space towards the start of the river and discard this card. So now they're both at the top. And then that stays there, but it's activated. This one will activate. So we lose 1, 2 spirit. So we have to draw a shadow card. It is Fury. The shadow has taken too much. It ends here. On play, lose 3 spirit or 2 crystals. Then move 1 action card to the 3 space. Let's lose 2 crystals. I'll lose 1 off light and 1 off heal. Because I don't want to lose any more spirit. Because I might lose some more now. So we have 1 shadow card left. We have to be careful with that. So these, I need to draw an exploration card, and it's a boon, so it just gets discarded. We don't use it, and they stay there. Also, then move one action card to the 3 space. So I'm going to move. I think I'm going to move Explore up to the top. Okay, and then we've activated the creatures. So we advance the shadow marker, and that says draw 1 creature card. So we get the Naughtmare. On play, 3+, then resolve the on-play effect of the top card of the shadow discard pile. On play, then resolve the on-play effect of the top card of the shadow discard pile. Wow. So it's lose. I'm going to lose 3 spirit this time. And then move 1 action card to the 3 space. So I'll move Explore again. Is that a good idea? Yeah, I'm just going to. I want to do Explore. After activation, return this card to the game box, then draw 1 creature card. Do not activate it this shadow phase. Wowzers. So we've got another creature coming in. This is tough. On play, 3+. Goodness me. Wow. It doesn't activate. Look at that, very quickly. Oh, we haven't got light, have we? We can't do this. I was going to do that. Okay, so instead of moving that, I would have moved this, which means that all these would have stayed like this. And so we go back, it's the Luma phase again. So I have to do 1, 2, 3 lights. If I don't do this turn, we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. But more than that, because we've got to be drawing Banes as well. I'm worried because with this wounded, if this spirit gets to the end, we have to draw this shadow card. And with Luma, she can protect us from that last shadow card. But we can't use them when Brom is wounded. We can't use Luma either. So, but my heal is right down at the bottom because I used it and failed. 1, 2, 3. To get here, I've got to get 2 successes. I should have discarded hope as well. Oh, hold on. I'm going to use stink. When used, move 1 creature card to the end of the river, then discard this card. So I'm going to move the ram to the end of the river and move all these up. So now light is at the top. So the question is whether I should roll 2 or 3 on this go. I'm going to roll 3. So I need to get 3 or above on light, and this is to get the light marker to the center. So I need 3 or above. So I got 3 and 5, and I can spend this crystal to get the 3 successes I need. 1, 2, 3. So light moves to the end, and everything else moves up. So now I can try this. I have to get 2 successes on these 2 die, and they need to be 3 or more. So here we go. So I can only get 2. I'm going to use the crystal anyway. I don't know whether strictly I can, but I'm going to draw 2 explore cards. That's the sort of the payoff for not getting it. So I can use one of these. Well, I can keep one of these. And this is Eek, a boon companion. When used, move help to any space in the river, then draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, keep it. If it's a bane, discard it. Then discard this card, or reroll any number of dice, then discard this card. But I do not have any dice left. So we're going to go to the shadow phase. And this is going to be bad. So this Scorpus is doing 2 spirit damage. Draw 1 explore card. If it's a boon, discard it. If it's a bane, yeah, we know the score. It's a boon, so it gets discarded. And then this Scorpus is going to do 2 damage. We draw an explore card. It's a boon, so it gets discarded. And then this ram is just going to do 2. So they do not move, they just stay where they are. The spirit marker, shadow marker moves, so we search the creature deck for wolf and resolve its on-play effect. But because we can't fit it in the river, it gets discarded. And we lose spirit equal to its spirit value instead, which is 2. So we're very close to the end here. It is our turn again. Oh, this card should have moved to the bottom. I'm so sorry. And our problem now is we want to explore, but explore is right at the bottom. We could use eek. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to roll. I'm going to use eek to move help to any space, but I'm going to move help to the end of the river just to give heal a little more chance. And then we draw a card. If it's a boon, we keep it. It is. So this boon is calm. After rolling die, add +1 to each result, then discard this card. Okay, so we're going to heal, and we're going to try and heal Brom so that we can stop this shadow thing from happening. I think we're just delaying the inevitable, but I'm going to try it. And we need 5 or above, so I think I might roll all these die, you know. We could light. Okay, I'm going to roll 4. So we need 5 or above, and we need 2 successes. So we got a 5 and a 6, so we did get 2 successes. So that is gone. So Brom is not wounded anymore. Heal will move to the end of the river. And then we'll just try this. I'm going to try and light this Scorpus. Because it only takes 1 success, but light is in the 6th position, but then at least it moves Explore into a place where we can use Explore. So we need 6 or more. Oh, we got 8. Yes, so this Scorpus moves to the end of the river. And it gets stunned. So it won't take spirit from us. Okay. So we move to the shadow phase. Activate creatures. First Scorpus, 2 spirit. So we would draw the last card. But Luma and Brom's card says, instead of drawing the final shadow card, place Brom on top of the shadow discard pile with the protect side face up. Then flip this card. So he's there. We flip this card over. So we've gone 1-2 basically. So we've got another round to go. Now it says, Luma summoned her courage and confronted the shadows alone. During the Luma phase, you may spend 1 crystal from any action card to reroll 1 die. So we've got another round to go. So they've gone. Then this ram is going to go. So we lose another 2 spirit. Nothing else happens. And this Scorpus will not lose a spirit, but becomes stunned, de-stunned. Oh, and this should have moved to the bottom. And then the shadow marker moves down and there's nothing there. So this is the last turn. If we don't do it this turn, we don't do it. So we can add +1 with our calm. And we can reroll 1 dice with Luma. So we've got those 2 options, but we're gonna roll the 5 dice to try and do clamber. So he's at 5 or above, but it's really 4 or above with calm. So we need 3 over 4. Okay, so we got 5, 6, and 4. So with calm, we'll spend calm. We don't need to re-roll, and we have successfully done clamber. And certainly we did clamber. I think that was right. So we draw story card 11. End of the path. Luma dragged her tired body up the mountain path. In front of her, Brom heaved his bulky form forward, his gaze transfixed on the crimson clouds billowing behind the rocks. The old bear's fur pulsated with energy, emitting wave upon wave of radiant light. As Luma stared, the light swept over her, clouding her eyes. On play, remove Sing from the scene and return it to the game box if able. Oh, there was no Sing. Then draw story card 12. Sing was the extra card that we didn't actually use. So we look at 12. Revelation. In a vision, Luma saw an otter swimming towards the river edge, balancing a baby on her belly. At the sandy bank, the otter gently placed the infant before a giant bear. The bear sniffed and nudged the child tenderly, then lifted the baby in his huge paw and nestled her firmly in his warm fur. Before they knew it, both closed their eyes and fell asleep. Oh. Draw story card 13. Hidden memories. Luma snapped back to the present, reeling. The bear at the river's edge was Brom, and the baby. Realization struck her like a bolt of lightning piercing her heart. It's me. The forest had shown Luma her own memories, which meant the woman was Mother. Yes, I was right. Thunder split the sky, waking Luma from her reverie. She raced after Brom. Brom, she yelled. Wait! On play, gain 2 crystals. So we can put these anywhere. So I'll put them on Explore and Heal as they're higher up. So there we go. She is the girl, and yeah, that was her mother. So we just remove these from here, and we resolve clamber, and we go to scene 22, the abyss. Wow. Okay. So we are in trouble. So, sorry, we should do travel steps as well. So we discard creatures. We then clean up the river. We remove markers and we go to the next scene. So, not too difficult. And we're going to do the next scene. Because, look at this. We do still have another chapter to go. This feels like the end, but this is probably the end of chapter 4. Because, let's face it, I do not have a lot of spirit left, so we're kind of like, this could be risky. The abyss. Luma froze in her steps. A yawning abyss stretched out before her. From the depths, crimson shadows swirled upward, like vultures circling prey. The shadows pulsed, writhed, and slowly coalesced into the familiar and terrifying form of a giant grinning wolf. "You are here," it snarled before viciously lashing out at Brom. The old bear roared in pain, and the light of his fur flickered momentarily, but he held his ground. Okay, fight between Brom and this wolf. Place the light marker on the leftmost space and the shadow marker on the rightmost space. Search the Explore discard pile for all copies of Hunted and shuffle them into the Explore deck. Okay. One hunted, two hunted. I'm going to put these shuffled in. Okay. Search the chapter deck for Scadful and Claw and resolve their on-play effects in that order. So Scadful on play goes to 3. Of course. And Claw on play end of the river. Draw story card 14. So this story card says Dark Premonition. The sight of the Scadful brought Luma's darkest fears to life. This is it, the place where Brom... Luma's thoughts trailed as she suddenly remembered a past vision. Brom, he who had found, protected and guided her all these years, Brom would not die here. She wouldn't let it happen. "Brom!" she yelled. "Wait!" On play, move help to the 4+ space. Okay, it's moving up 1. She's going to help. Okay. So, we have shadow effects every time. Draw 1 explore card if it's a boon discarded. If it's a bane, resolve its on play effect. Every round. And then we also have Luma prevails. If you resolve the engage location, and if Brom is in the shadow discard pile, travel to scene 23. Well, he's already there. Otherwise, travel to scene 24. The shadow prevails if the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwoods track. Yeah. And draw shadow card 4, which is the last shadow card. So, which we are kind of close to. Okay. So we're going to get our 4 dice. But we need to read what we have to do. So Scadful, he will take 3 spirit from us. And after activation, move 1 space towards the start of the river. Then if this card is in the 3 space, move Claw to the end of the river. And Claw does 1 spirit damage. And after activation, move 1 space towards the end of the river, then lose spirit for each action card between the Claw and Scadolf. So we need if we can light Skadolf and move them to the end, my problem is that that might not happen this turn because the light card is at the bottom here. But let's see what the board says. So the first one is an explore. To attempt, you must use all your remaining die. Okay. Then defend, where we have to be in the center already, with our light token, and engage. Yeah, is a big one. And then we have assist and shine. So assist, for the remainder of the scene, each time you perform the heal action, gain 1 crystal. Okay, which I can see would be good because this engage needs 5 successes. So the more crystals you can have 3 crystals on a card. So if you've got 3 crystals there, you're giving yourself a buffer. And then we have shine. For the remainder of the scene, each time you light a creature, gain 1 crystal. So again, giving us crystals. So I think probably we cannot move Skadolf. Like, light is only going to be in 6th position, and we have nothing. We're a bit low on things. You know, it's the way it happens. The thing with this game is because it's dice luck. If you have one bad roll, like I did at the start of the last chapter, that can really affect you. But that's the game. So let's do it. Let's do help. So what should we do? Should we try? I think we should try. We can't heal Skadolf or the Claw. So I think we should try and do Shine. It's going to be difficult because we won't be able to use Shine for a while. But we will roll 1. Because we have 1 crystal on this, even if we fail, we can use the crystal. So I'm going to use help. We rolled a 5, so that is a success. So we mark this one. So whenever we light a creature, we can put 1 crystal on a card. And then healing. We're going to lose a lot of spirit with this. So I'm going to roll two dice to try and do heal. So 5 more. And we're just going for the minor action, which is for each success, gain spirit. So we've got 2 5s. So I'm going to spend this crystal to get 3 and move this back 1, 2, 3. So heal moves to the end. Trying to get light up closer as well. And we could try light. For the remainder of the scene, each time you light a creature, gain 1 crystal. I'm going to try and light Skadolf. So we need 5 or more. We got a 7 and 5, so we got 2. So we do light Skadolf. He is stunned. All the cards move up. And we've used all our dice. So I don't want to cover him up all the time. So then we have finished the Luma phase. So we go to the Shadow phase. We activate creatures. So Claw will go, which means we lose 1 spirit. After activation, move 1 space towards the end of the river, then lose 1 spirit for each action card between Claw and Skadolf. So he's going to move, the Claw's going to move down, and there is just 1 in between. And then Skadolf would activate, but he's stunned. He's still, I beg your pardon, would attack, but he's stunned. He still activates. So move 1 space towards the start of the river, then if this card is in 3+ space, move Claw to the end of the river. No. And then we move, advance the Shadow marker. So we've activated Twisted Flax, draw 1 Explore card. It's a Bane, so on play, place 1 of your boon cards face down on top of the Explore deck, then place this card in your boon area. So we don't have any boons, but Grief is blocking a space, I guess, and we can discard it by doing a heal action, but there's no point at the moment. So we're back to the Luma phase. So that wasn't too bad. Okay, so for this leap, we have to use all of our dice. So we want to do something else before. We need to get 2 successes. I am going to light, but I'm going to try and move this up. So I'm going to use 3. I'm not going to light Skadolf. It would save us, but I need to get this in the middle, you know? So I'm going to roll 3. Or should I explore first? And then light? That would kind of make more sense. So I'm going to roll 2 to attempt this leap. No, I've got to use all my remaining die. That's why I'm doing it that way. Yeah, so I'm going to roll 2 for light. 3 for light. Okay, so I only got 1 success. So that's 1 advance, which is not great. And then we will explore. So I'm going to use the 2. So I need to get 2 3s or more. 5 and an 8, so I don't spend the crystal. Good. And we draw story card 15. So 15 is Leap of Fury. Luma charged forward, fury raging inside her, but Brom, sensing her anger, pushed her aside and positioned himself once again between Luma and the fearsome creature. The Skadolf lashed out fiercely as Brom's fur pulsated with radiant light. On play, if Brom is not on the shadow discard pile, you may flip Brom. He is. Okay, so we mark that one. So we're on our way, but now we really need to get this light marker in the center, and we're nowhere near doing that. And we've explored. So everything moves up. Okie dokie. So we go to the shadow phase. Creatures are activating. 1 spirit here. Move 1 space towards the end of the river. Then lose 1 spirit for each action card between Claw and Skadolf. There are none, which is good. Then Skadolf activates. We lose 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, move 1 space towards the start of the river. Then if this card is in 3 space, move Claw to the end of the river. Oof. Well, it's interesting this, because it moves our cards in better directions, but... And then we move the shadow marker, draw an explore card, and it's a boon, so nothing happens. Okay, our turn again. So I think I should use help to do assist, so that heal gives us crystals. But how many shall I use? Need 2 successes, so I'm going to roll 2. Need 4 or above. 4 and a 5. Good. So we do that. So whenever we use heal now, we will gain a crystal. So you're getting light back up. Okay, 3 dice left. I really want to light Scud off and push him back down to the end. But if I light Scud off, I'm losing this again. We'll lose 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 successes on this light. Goodness. We're going to lose so many. If I don't light him, this claw will be 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 4, 7 spirit we lose. And we can't do that. That will be game over. Or round over. Not game. But we have to get the light into the center as well, so it's really hard. We can't heal either of these two either, which is difficult. If I heal, each time you perform the heal action, gain a crystal. We're really stuck here. I'm gonna heal for 2, 4 or above. So we get 2. So we will get 2 spirit back. We've used the heal action, so we get a crystal. I'm going to put the crystal on light. And then I'm going to use my final die to try and light Skadolf. Go. Yeah. And I get an 8, so I do light him. So he gets stunned, moves to the end of the river. And then light moves to the end of the river, unfortunately. The only good thing about this is there are no more cards that are going to get, well, unless an explore card brings out something, but I need to get a lot on. Oh, and I successfully lit a creature, so shine comes into play, so I can put. I think I will put another crystal on light. Yeah. So that's the end of the Luma phase again. And so Shadow phase, we activate creatures. Claw, we lose 1 spirit. Move 1 space towards the end of the river. Then lose 1 spirit for each card in between. There's only 1. And then Skadolf doesn't attack, so we don't lose spirit. But he does activate. Move 1 space towards the start of the river. He's not on space 3. And then we move this. We draw 1 explore card. And it's a boon, thank goodness. Sorry, just have to send a text. Yes. So yes, we're back to the Luma phase. So what should we do? The more of these cards I use, the more Skadolf moves back up. So if he ends up, if we use these 2, they would be here. Claw would move down, and Skadolf would be in 3. So we'd start all over again. And I need to get light up to here. I think it's really difficult, but I think I've got to do it. So I've got to use these two. Well, at least this one. So I'm going to explore. I got a 7 and a 5, so I get to draw 2 explore cards. And I can keep one and discard the other. So 1, 2. Right, so we've got 2 boons. So we have focus. When used, gain 2 crystals, then discard this card. Pretty good. Or guidance. Draw 3 explore cards, place them face down on top of the explore deck in any order, then advance the light marker 1 space and discard this card. Crikey. That's also pretty good. Crystals. Or moving the light marker. I think I'm going to take guidance. It's difficult because they're both good. And I think I will use guidance now. So we'll draw 3 explore cards. And then we will place them face down on top of the explore deck in any order. All Banes. But these hunted ones lose spirit for each creature in the river, then move each creature card 1 space towards the start of the river. Not good, so we'll put stuck on the top, even though that's not great. Then we'll move the light marker 1 space. Okay. So explore has been used. See, so we can't use light yet. Yeah, it's difficult. So if I use these 3 for help, I can gain crystals. So I think I will do that. So I get 3 successes, so I get 3 crystals. So I need particularly crystals on engage, help. So I'll put the 3 max on there. And light, but perhaps defend as well. So I'll put them on the other one on the explore card. But we're, planning for a future which might not happen. So help is done. And this phase is done. So the shadow phase, we activate the creatures. So claw 1 moves 1 space. There are no cards in between, so that's it. And then Skadolf activates. Move 1 space to the start river. He's there already. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Spirit. And then if he's in 3+, move space, move claw to the end of the river. I mean, if I could get everything done in this time, it's impossible. It's not impossible. It's improbable. And then we move the marker, so we draw an explore card. So we are going to lose 2 crystals. So I'll lose 1 from help, because that's at the end. And I'll lose 1 from explore. And hello everyone watching. Please say hello in the chat. Tell me how you are. And then it's my turn. Also, we've only got 2 turns left. 1, 2. Once this reaches the middle. So I'm enjoying this challenge though, but it's very challenging. And like I said before, the last round really has affected this round because I had that really bad roll. I feel like, no, I won't say that. I won't say it. So we have heal, which gains us spirit, but I don't really want to spend very much on that, so I'm going to roll 1 dice for this. We do get it, so we move spirit back 1. Heal moves to the end. So now I need to get this light marker to the center. So I need 3 successes. Yeah, we're not going to win this, are we? Because I've just realized I got 3 successes, then I need to defend, then I need to engage. So this is probably it, but we've tried our hardest, definitely tried our hardest. So I'm going to light, and I could try with 1 dice, but then I've got to get 1 success, and that scares me. So I'm going to use 2. Oh, for the remainder of the scene, each time you perform the heal action, gain 1 crystal, which I just did. It didn't work, but I still performed it. So I will put 1 on it. On explore. I could put it on lights, but then I've got to try explore as well. So I definitely need 1 success of 4 or above. And I got a 6 and a 2. So that's 1 success, and then I will spend these 2 crystals to move it to the center. So now we can perform these actions. And I have 2 dice left. So I'm going to do my explore action, which is defend. So I need 3 successes with this. So again, I need 1 success of 4 or above. And I got a 6, so I will spend the other 2. Oh, light action as well. I also get a crystal, so I should have had a crystal, so I would have put that on help. So we've done this. Defend. So we draw story card 16 and read it. Defend. Luma watched, torn between fear and rage, as Brom battled to protect her, not just from the Skadulf, but from her own fury. As the wolf snarled and lunged, Brom's movements grew sluggish. Mustering his remaining strength, Brom repelled the Skadulf's attack 1 final time. Exhausted, he sank to his knees. Draw cards from the top of the Explore deck until you draw a Bane. Resolve its on-play effect, then discard the others. Oh, nice. So the first one is a Bane. And it is lose 1 spirit for each creature in the river. So we lose 2. Then move each creature card 1 space towards the start of the river and discard this card. So Claw moves up. Skadolf is top anyway. So we've done that. So Explore goes to the bottom of the river, the end of the river. And they've just flipping stopped us a little bit from being able to do that. But it doesn't matter, really, because that's the end of our Luma phase. We activate creatures. So Skadolf moves lose a spirit 2, 3. And that means we have to draw the shadow card. So we do. And it says, lost. It's hopeless. Everything is lost. On play, if you draw this card during scene 22, the Abyss, and you have resolved the defend location, draw story card 18. Okay, so when it's not going to be as awful as it might have been. So story card 18. We did get very close. Otherwise, travel to scene 33 alone in the dark. Crikey. So, story card 18. Sacrifice. Seeing Brom helpless sent Luma into a rage. She rushed forward with a furious cry. The Skadolf grinned, ready to engulf her completely. At that moment, with a roar that echoed through the storm, Brom charged one last time and grappled the surprised Skadolf. It snapped and writhed to break free, but Brom held tight as dazzling light exploded from his fur. On play, search the chapter deck for Hopeless and add it to your Explore deck. Great. Hopeless, add it to your Explore deck. Remove all crystals from light and move it to the end of the river, then discard. Then travel to scene 23, Tears and Sparks. So I'm going to shuffle that in. It says add it to your Explore deck. Maybe we don't need to do that. Scene 23. Okay, this is the end of the chapter. So here's the overview. It's really nice art. So we will read Tears and Sparks. Luma stood frozen as Brom's light mingled with the shadow tendrils of the Skadolf. Bright sparks and crimson shades flickered in succession at the bear's roars mingled with ferocious wolf howls. "Let go!" Luma shouted, but Brom held on. His eyes closed, oblivious to everything around him. The Skadolf howled in agony, thrashing as it struggled to break free. Then, with a thunderous flash, the Skadolf disappeared, its shadowy wisps dissolving in the pouring rain. It was gone. Luma rushed to Brom, who had collapsed at the edge of the abyss, and knelt beside him. The old bear heaved and wheezed, his body labouring to breathe. Slowly Brom raised his head and gazed into Luma's eyes as the shimmering sparks emanated from his fur began to fade and drift into the sky. "Brom, don't leave me," Luma shouted, her voice cracking with anguish. In response, the bear's eyes softened further as he gave Luma a reassuring smile. "It's me, Brom," Luma cried. "It was me." Brom nodded gently, sniffing Luma's neck affectionately as she sobbed. But I can't do this alone." Brom looked up one last time and winked. Then with a final sigh, the old bear rested his head on her shoulder, leaving a gentle radiance in his wake. Luma buried her face in Brom's fur, letting the rain mingle with her tears. Later, awoken from her grief by a warm, shimmering spark in her hand, Luma wiped her eyes to see better. The acorn blazed like a radiant star, driving away the shadow that had closed around Luma as grief enveloped her. Overhead, twinkling stars pierced the dark clouds, but the acorn in her hand outshone them all. Amidst the turmoil of her sorrow, Luma finally knew in her heart what she needed to do. Brom had given his life, but left her with hope to face the shadow alone. Dazed and shaky, Luma stood and edged closer to the brink of the abyss. With a heavy sigh, she stared down into the depths of darkness. Shadows twirled and beckoned to her, tugging at her heart, clutching the acorn. Luma closed her eyes and jumped. Cool. So, we searched the chapter deck for Starry Guide and add it to your Explore deck. Okay, gives us an extra dice. If you have the 10-sided die, search the chapter deck for Hopper and add it to your Explore deck. Then return the 10-sided die to the game box. I've hardly ever had one of the special die. I think one round I did. Search your boon area, Explore deck, and Explore discard pile for all copies of Wounded and return them to the game box. Because Brom is no more. Poor Brom. Oh, shoot. So they go back. Return the Brom card to the game box. Oh, that's so sad. Where should I put Brom? Because chapter 1, let's put him there. Then search the chapter deck for the Seed of Life card titled Love and Compassion and place it below the Brom space. I think Brom's going to come back. Okay, Love and Compassion. So this is the new Brom card. During the Luma phase, you may spend 1 crystal from any action card to light 1 creature, then flip this card. And Compassion, during the Luma phase, you may spend 2 crystals from any action card to move that card to the 3+ space, then flip this card. Nice. This will replace your Brom card for the next chapter. Take your Explore deck, discard pile, and all cards in your boon area and shuffle them together. Yeah, so this is our new Explore deck. I really like this Explore deck. I really like how it works. In fact, I really like this game. I've actually had... I think a lot of the time with me, I kind of am so anti-failing that when things don't go well, I kind of get a bit upset. And actually, games like this, when you fail forward games, it's part of the game. You're not expected to always win. I wonder how many. 1, 2. There are more boons than banes. Okay, that's done. Return all shadow cards, creature cards, and remaining chapter cards to the game box. Okay. We always have new creatures and shadow and chapter cards. We'll put them all back in chapter 4 section. To continue playing, turn to chapter 5, The Fall. We're not going to continue. Obviously, I am going to save the game and return to this next week. I will do the save game on screen because it's a really nice one. So, to save your game for later, and actually easy this time, take your Explore deck action cards and Luma card and Seed and Life card and place them in the save tray. So it doesn't say about tokens with the cards, so we lose those. So the Explore deck will go in here. Luma card and Seed of Life card will go in here. Our action cards will just go in here, but they will probably be repositioned. So that is all done. It's got a very nice tray to keep them all in. And then all the tokens go back to the box, which aren't that many. All the dice go back to the box. And then use the sign panels to save your page and close the storybook. So we go 1, 2, 3. And it's closed. So then just have this. And we put the tray in here. The book fits neatly on top. And the rules. And then, apart from my slightly broken box, we're done. I'm impressed with this game. I really am. I actually really liked those couple of chapters. I really enjoyed. So that's it for Storyfold Wildwoods. Tomorrow I will be back and I will be playing. God, what am I playing? Oh, Cozy Stickerville. And I'll be playing Year 9 of Cozy Stickerville. So we are coming towards the end of that as well. And the end of this. Gosh, I might need new things. No, I have plenty of things to play. I will start getting back to the heavier games, but just been a little bit delayed in getting back to those. But that is it for today. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I had a really nice time. Hope you did too. If you're watching this live, please give me a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this in the future, please do the same. It really helps me out. And I also have my housemates. Click join. You can help me out by subscribing to that and helping me. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.